We are returned for yet
Oh, we're on.
another week of Battle for Daggerford. How incredibly exciting, and only within 5 minutes of when I said I would go live this time. Not too bad. Thank you, shout out, good stuff. Welcome everyone. Already see about 400 live viewers. That is great to see.
Really popping off today.
Yeah, man. What we might, I guess, start off by announcing very, very excitingly, our little gnome musician virtuoso extraordinaire has composed us some thematic game music. So for the first time, rather than Googling or YouTubing royalty-free gaming music, we have some of our own. So keep an ear out for those. Sick job, Pete. They sound wicked. I'm looking forward to playing to them.
Thank you.
I'll do the usual introductions. I guess we've already had a bit of Pete, so go you first. Spruik, where's Pete?
Me, I have a track coming out soon that's absolute nonsense. Keep an eye on the THC TV page. There's still another EP coming out. Check out my socials. Brother Pete, find it everywhere. Snapchat Special79 if you want to see me dick.
All right, there you go. Baxi, tell us.
Yeah, check me out on YouTube and all the same, but my name's not Brother Pete, it's Steve.
Baxi didn't know?
Yeah.
Yes, okay,
Sorry.
yeah, they're actually not both named Brother Pete, strangely. Paul, talk to us.
Same again, but look up Pseudo Lucid instead.
Beautiful. All good. Well, we'll do a bit of a recap. I actually wrote one down today because...
Can I just say one more thing before we start?
You may, yes.
I highly recommend if you really want to see like a real Paul jam, search Azrael and Fusion rap battle on YouTube.
Yeah,
and
right.
that's where you're gonna see him at
Right,
his
he's
absolute peak. At his absolute peak.
You're an absolute
the
piece of
thing to observe is his hat game. Just count how many times he adjusts his hat. Anyway,
You could probably find some rap battles from our DM on there as well. On his YouTube channel,
yeah,
there's one on there.
Yeah, but
so go check that out.
People are used to the absolute mediocrity radiating from me. It'll be a shock to the system to see Paul like that. Anyway, so we'll do a recap. I actually wrote one for the party because they were looking for a bit of a kind of grasp of where they were so far. So we've got a nice lengthy recap. It's good party specific. We'll do an evil party recap when we have the evil party going up later tonight. So their entire lives, our cast of characters have been dreaming of the faces of the people in their respective groups. Something has intertwined their destiny, and now finally they have come together in Daggerford as faces from dreams become faces in the flesh for the first time. Since being in Daggerford, the parties have caused quite a stir. One of the parties, hitherto nominally known as the Good Party, tasked by the Harper Percival, were able to stop a planned meeting between the Zentarum and Drow operatives set to take place under Daggerford. They did so by taking out the Drow operatives. They did so by taking... I can't read, I forgot how. They did so by taking out the Drow party and kidnapping its leader. They returned with a Drow prisoner for Percival, who said he would interrogate it. Percival also gave the party a symbol of the Harpers and advised they were welcome to call on the Harpers for aid when needed as a result of having completed the quest. Percival has also made some mention of knowing about the dreams of the party, but little more than that has been established for him to date. Our party then went shopping and heroically saved a resident from a house fire, which little did they know had actually been set by the ne'er-do-well, demented, and more than a little insane Clive of the party nominally known as the Evil Party. Petro, the party's psychopathic murder hobo, then in an attempt to procure a saddle and bow tie for his pig, threatened to stab a local tanner. Excuse me. I need something here that isn't diuretic. Anyway, that's besides the point. This ended up creating problems for Petro, as he also happened to be the head of the Tanners Guild. Salazar, by name, was part of the Council of Guilds that, along with the Lady Morwen Daggerford, actually runs Daggerford. As a means of making recompense and for an agreed fee of 50 gold there, 50 gold on completion, the party accepted a task from Salazar to remove an orc encampment on one of his trade routes that has been taking out his wagons before they could reach other markets. Salazar asked the party bring back the proof that they've done the task. Though there was some umbrage from Salazar at the party refusing to do it for free due to his perception that Petro owed him a debt by having him been willing to forgive his crime. The party ventured forth and brutal combat followed. They were successfully able to defeat the Orc host. They were able to gather intelligence in this operation that indicated the Orcs had been paid to harass the trade route by the Zentarum. And that's basically where we're up to now. So basically our intrepid friends, minus Ogden, who was suddenly bamfed out of existence. He heard a noise and ran off in pursuit of it. So sans Ogden, you guys are where you stood at the end of last campaign, last session. You have just finished eliminating the fighting Orcs. Petro standing in front of a tent that is rapidly starting to catch a flame, filled with Orc women and children, as are, from what you're able to gather, the other two tents. So that's kind of the scene where we join you guys today. What are you going to do?
I'm going to start running around, yelling, "Run away! He's crazy! He's crazy! Run away!"
And I'm gonna open the tent and just point my bow at some of the children. I won't shoot them. I'm just gonna point it at them for a bit of a giggle.
All right. Okay, so at this point, Orcs, non-fighting Orcs, men, women, children, that maybe aren't of fighting aged, bit older, that sort of thing, bit younger, start kind of spilling out in the tents and trying to make their way away into the forest. You're going to make... by the way, Ogden did pass on one thing that he wanted done, so Ogden will pipe up at this point. I want to adopt one of the Orc kids.
Okay, and I'm going to say, which one would you like to adopt? You just pick him out for me. Show me exactly which one you want.
I don't know if I'm okay with this one, guys.
No. Show me exactly. Show me your favourite Orc. You just point him out for me, and we'll get that sorted.
Ogden's going to roll an insight check.
Are
you potentially...
Is this guy dead?
What's that, sorry?
Yeah, he's dead.
Can we get him off the screen, please? He's annoying me.
Who?
The guy that's dead.
No, he's here. Oh, yeah, he's dead. Okay, hang on, sorry. I will remove him forthwith. That's all right, dear.
No, I can't play with it.
All right. Am I joined as the DM? It won't let me delete it back. Sorry, you're out of luck, bro.
No.
He's that Orc's forever now. God, let me kill him. Never mind. That's a token of all the other Orcs you felled.
That's the Orc child.
That's his head. That's the Orc's head.
So, Ogden senses that there may be an ulterior motive in him naming the Orc that he most likes. So he's going to do an insight check into Petro.
That is way more thinking than Ogden ever does.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, he rolls very low and he looks over to... you can't change the cameras, guys. Never mind.
I didn't.
All good. Nah, still working. All good. So he points out one Orc child that's kind of holding to his mother's leg as she's leaving the tent.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk up to that Orc and
I'm walking towards.
You want this? You like this? You're talking about this fucking, and then I'm just gonna shoot it in the head with my crossbow.
I'm gonna attempt to stop this from happening.
Okay. Roll. Oh God.
You said they're sneaking at the back here, right? Over here.
Sorry.
Yeah, are they running out the front or the back? Or
they're
what?
running out. So basically, they can't go directly into the forest behind them because of the two big cages. You can see have sort of blocked it off. So they're running down around the bottom of the camp and then out into the forest from the side, down the bottom there.
I want to see if there's anyone left in this tent and see if I can save some children.
Okay, so rolls.
We're very different people.
I'm gonna get creative here. This may not be the rules as written way to handle it, but let's see what happens. Pete rolled a hit, and Maury, considering I think you were primed for what was about to happen, can you? Oh Jesus!
No, that little kid. Fucking wrecked you.
So can you roll me a Oh, you can't possibly beat it because I was going to say Dex.
Dex? Fuck. I thought I'd be just like grabbing the cunt.
Well, I was thinking like
But yeah, probably.
I was thinking quickness of movement of trying to get like your shield in the way.
Okay.
So as Petro strides forward to the orc child who's kind of crying and holding to his mother's leg, a rather pitiful scene. Alas, it evokes no scene from Petro, who lowers a crossbow and goes to loose. Moribund's been kind of walking up behind him and kind of knew that this was about to happen, quickly tries to put his shield down in the way, doesn't get there quite in time, and the crossbow just takes the orc kid right between the eyes, and he falls limp, still kind of upright as his mum's holding him in place, and you see her expression morph into one of horror.
This is really going to change the whole party, this right here, man.
Okay, so basically...
Can I see that at all? No, probably not. Can I hear it?
Because it's... I would say it's pretty loud and screamy. The tent's on fire. I'm going to say your chances of hearing it are probably pretty low. Moribund definitely saw it. Ogden definitely saw it. So basically, that orc falls to the ground. All the other orcs start becoming even more afraid, and they're trying to fall over each other, stampede, like actually kind of crushing each other now to get out of the burning tent. The other orcs in the other tents have seen this as well, and they are all fleeing. Ogden,
I try to grapple Pete, so he doesn't shoot any more of them.
I'm done shooting.
I don't know that.
Okay, so roll me an athletics check. And Pete,
do I counter that with something?
Yep, roll athletics as well.
Athletics is not good. Oh, bam!
So at the kind of calamitous scene unfolding,
you lucky cunt.
in front of you, you actually you dip your head and you shoot on Pete. But he's even being 3 foot tall, he's somehow able to kind of push his legs back and stuff the takedown. He keeps his feet.
Can't catch me.
All right, so over the preceding moments, the rest of the orcs do run fleeing into the forest. You are surrounded by the broken bodies of 8 other orcs and 1 small orc child.
Oh my god.
So you assume you want to loot the guys, obviously?
We loot everything.
Yep.
I want to loot that kid.
Everything.
So I've passed on the loot to the guys in chat a bit earlier. Essentially, it was 3 healing potions, 500 gold, and a scroll of magic missile. That is a scroll, not a spell scroll, so anyone can use it. Anyone who can read it can use it. All right. Anything else you wanted to do here? I'm guessing that's probably...
Fucking...
Should we maybe talk about this now?
I want to know about who's got the loot, because I want some of that loot, bitch.
Hang on. Fucking... Let's assume we split the loot equally.
Mm-hmm.
I explained...
we can't just assume that. We need to know who's got what, man.
Because 1/3 of 500...
When we get back to the tavern,
no
I reckon.
Specifically has any of it. I do want to quickly explain to everyone that Pete just shot this fucking...
Hearing that, I'm going to come and go and try and tell him to settle down. Then I'll come.
Even though I fucking hate my god, I'm going to walk over and fucking give him his last rites. I'll bless him with my and hold my fucking what's it called? My symbol of.
You stride over to the body of the fallen orc child, the Valcor symbol on your chest, which is of course a cloud with 3 lightning strikes. You kneel over the child, and you can't really remember the specific words of the mass or liturgy that would normally accompany this ritual. You kind of you recall probably about half of it. You're pretty confident is accurate, and as you do, it's actually just a very, very brief moment among the drunken haze where you feel something almost approaching solemnity, and then you hear a voice in your head go, "Moribund," and then it's gone. You're back to your drunken normality. However, you have passed on whatever blessing you can from your sea-based god, who probably doesn't have a lot of power over orc children, but nonetheless, a lovely gesture.
I just go, that was weird, and spew up a little bit.
Alrighty then. Is that the conclusion of the debate of the orc child?
Look, I told everyone. Og didn't say anything. Bax told Pete to settle down.
All right, sweet.
I didn't think I was going to get off so easy.
You can't undo it. Like, probably don't fucking kill random orc child for no reason.
I'd say.
If you knew what these fucking creatures had done to me in the past, you'd fucking understand. They ain't got no rights. I can't talk about it right now for maybe legal reasons, because there's someone. I just can't discuss it right now. Okay?
Oh, fuck.
Right.
I'm gonna reach out to give Pete a hug. Like, go, what's wrong, man? Are you okay? I've
just been hurt. I can't talk about it. Okay, I'm not talking about it. I'm fine. I'm fucking fine.
So suffice to say, Pete has a troublesome history with the orc species that may to some degree explain his actions.
I want to go inside this tent.
The one that's on fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
And see if there's any orc children fucking still left in there.
No, it appears that they have emptied the place out. You're
a hero though, Bax. Good work.
It is very much on fire though. And you don't know how much longer it's going to be standing.
I'm gonna chill in there and go. Fucking light a ciggy. I'm gonna light a ciggy off the flame.
Look, I'm starting to walk away. I'm gonna leave.
All
now.
right, so you guys have an uneventful day and a half journey back to Daggerford. I believe.
Unfortunately, Cannon died in a tent fire.
No, I've got fire resistance, man. She can't hurt me.
I believe Maury has taken the orc's head, the orc war chief's head, and
also I'm taking his armor. I'm taking his armor as well.
I want to talk to Ogden, to Moribund on the way back. About that magic missile scroll and see if he'll let me have it.
Well, you two, you three are welcome to chat about the loot. So it's 500 gold, 3 health potions, scroll of magic missile.
Can we just do a quick? Can we just so this is in context? Can we just do a quick role play of like us actually looting and stuff?
Yeah, sure.
Just to, I feel like make it easier to get into.
Yeah, no worries, that's fine. Okay, so basically, the orc war chief hadn't had that many supplies on him when you had looted him, other than kind of his weapons, armor, that sort of thing. Obviously, because he, had kept his hoard in camp. So, not much point searching in the top 10, other than Cannon's brief check for orc children. It's not essentially has burned to the ground at this point, so there'll be nothing gained there. The orcs around the fire, again, they're just fairly rude implements, basic swords and armor. You do find in the bottom tent beneath the campfire, in what you...
One I'm in?
In what you probably assume is the chieftain's tent, by just it looks a little bit finer inside than the other two. There is a chest sitting at the background, which you suspect is the is obviously the orc warband's hoard, and you suspect it's probably the payment they've been given by the Zentarum, which was disclosed to you earlier by one of the orcs.
And I
I'm gonna move over to that. Yeah, I'm gonna crack that open for sure. Yeah.
Just try and hide all this from us, fellas.
Well, yeah.
I think this is where the 500 is that we already found, but now we're playing it out.
Yeah. So basically, look, unfortunately, there is a bit of a lock on the chest. You're unsure about where the key is. You haven't seen one to date.
Can I use my mage hand and try lockpick it?
Oh, it sounds like something a rogue would do. Yeah, why not give it a shot?
Okay. All right. I'm gonna. Okay. Fuck yeah. What do I roll for lockpicking?
Thieves' tools. What do you roll for thieves' tools? I know you got a proficiency. I think it's hang on. Roll for thieves' tools. Proficiency. It's Dex plus hang on. Yep.
So Dex plus
Yeah, do dex check with proficiency.
So, and okay, so
2 is
so
your.
that's that. Oh,
Okay. You get out your thieves' tools and you kind of position them in a row on the floor. There's different little pieces of wire and hooks and different things like that. And you start working on the lock and you're moving the tool around and basically listening for each spindle to kind of give away. But you're not finding that you're really making much progress. It seems to be maybe a lock that you're not too familiar with. It doesn't, however, look like the sturdiest lock you've ever seen.
oh, boys, you don't always get it in the hole the first time, you know.
Can I try and bust it open with my two-hander?
You absolutely can do that.
Do you want a strength check then?
Just roll a hit with your weapon.
I cast guidance on Cannon. Actually, that's not going to help that attack, is it?
Okay, yep, so strangely a lock doesn't have a very high AC, nor does it have very many hit points. Cannon rears back with his longsword and takes a big slash down and is able to shatter the lock, rendering the chest openable in the process. You open the chest and find 3 vials with a red substance.
I grab everything. No, I'm kidding. I'm
with
kidding.
a red substance in them that you recognize as most likely being healing potions. There is also some gold shaped in a coin shape. There are roughly 500 of those coin shaped gold pieces, and there is a scroll which, upon opening and reading, you're able to ascertain is a scroll of magic missile, which would enable the reader to cast magic missile.
So we had already got... Okay, cool. Okay, so now we're just role-playing.
No, but now it feels so much more real.
Yeah, it's way better. It's way better.
Sometimes I try and streamline, and apparently I will not.
No, look, I don't care.
Yeah, we don't. Well, it's just easier to not streamline. It's weird and jarring.
Look, you were loving the streamlining during the battle, though.
Frothed it, dude. Frothed it. Couldn't ask for any better than that, man.
All right. Look, let's just split up the fucking. How many potions do we have left? Everyone has a potion, hopefully.
Okay, so everyone
make it like that.
Yeah, Ogden really used to do this game.
How much fucking gold's that? That's like it's like 130 gold or something each. A bit fucking different.
Well, we could put the change in like in a group kitty. Maybe we could. That's
let's put the rest in a party fund.
Yeah, we should start a party fund.
Let's
fucking party, boys.
This isn't Pokemon. You don't just leave your fucking money with mum, like half your winnings.
I do want to point out, Pete, as you said, Kitty, your cat literally jumped up into the thing behind you. It was quite.
How do we? What is it?
She's so cute.
Healing pot, is it?
Look at her little head.
Healing potion. Yep.
So
how
many do we have left?
I think you guys had used 2 in that encounter, which one I think had been Pete's and one had been
mine, yeah.
So we have 4 all up now, so we all get one.
I've never used a healing potion. Someone threw that to me.
Okay, that was mine.
When you weren't there, you used it.
Because it's not coming up when I'm healing in eye.
Try in the eye. I'll just type potion. If for some reason it's weird with healing, it's easier to search potion.
Potion of healing. Okay.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, so gentlemen,
how much gold are we taking each?
Well, 133.3 would.
Yeah, but me and Pete are thinking, let's make it 100 each or so, and put the rest in a party fund. Like we'll all have personal money, but also have party.
Well, who wants to look after the party fund then?
Well, we need to designate someone right now. I'm taking your fucking responsibilities. I just killed a fucking kid. I just killed a fucking child. I'm not heading around no fucking bag.
You hold on to it. But I want the magic missile scroll, please. That's what.
All right. Yeah, fair trade. I'm along for that. Like, I'll hold on to the party fund. If you agree, then I'm happy with you taking that scroll.
Yes, bro. So I can add magic missile scroll of magic missiles to my thing now too.
You absolutely can.
You should start that as a note on your phone, Paul.
So, the party fund.
Yeah.
All right.
So if I type in scroll, it'll come up. Josh?
If you want to even, I'm not sure if how scrolls work in Roll20. Let me quickly check. If not, maybe even just put magic missile on your spell thing and just.
Hey guys, because Ogden ran off.
Yeah.
Does his share get split between? Does his share go straight in the party fund or split between us?
I
Or...
think you know my answer. I think it's up to us. I think really it's up to us.
Should we keep it in the party fund until he comes back and we can?
I'm down for that. I kind of like the guy. Let's just stick it in the fund.
Oh,
so how much is in the party fund now? Because so $200 because us three took 100 each for personal.
Yeah.
All right, party fund is $200, guys.
All right. Sorry, Groovy went for a second and my screen went all weird, which would have been very jolting and disturbing for our one viewer. Sorry about that, guy. All right.
We do it all for you, mate. All for you.
Are you guys done?
Yeah.
All right. So you have a fairly uneventful day and a half ride back to Daggerford. No encounters on the road home this time, thankfully. So it's about middle of the day. We assume you camped, obviously, probably after you looted the tent, found somewhere safe to camp, rested, all that sort of thing. So you re-enter Daggerford around midday, a couple of days hence. So basically, I mean, the world's your oyster. Obviously, you probably want to go and talk to the tanner about, talk to Salazar.
Stay a bit closer to the mic, bro.
You may obviously.
Can you bring up the Daggerford Inn, please?
Yep, can do, buddy. So you got a few options. Regardless of the Daggerford Inn, you probably want to find the tanner at his shop.
Is the tanner the one who gave us the mission?
Yeah, I definitely want to see the tanner. I'm so keen to tell him that I now don't owe him shit.
Wait, where is the tanner though? Did we got the mission off him in the inn?
Yeah, but he's at the leather work. He's on Tanner's Row at the leather workshop is usually where he is.
Right.
Well, when you guys say about seeing the tanner, I suggest that we get a fucking good sleep and get some ale into us first. And then go see the tanner in the morning. That's my suggestion.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
You guys want to fucking get a beer and fucking hang out a bit?
Let's do it.
Celebrate not being dead.
Alright, fuck yeah.
So you guys wander into the Dagger's Rest, and look, you have attracted. Oh, let me put that back on the right screen. You have attracted a reasonable amount of notice.
I can barely hear you, bro.
How about now?
Yeah, that's better.
So you do notice you're attracting actually a decent amount of notice as you walk through Daggerford. A couple of factors. Your party's been involved in a couple of matters now that have drawn the public eye. Probably the most glaring of which was rescuing a poor innocent person from a house fire. Also, the orc chieftain's head strung confidently at Moribund's belt has not escaped notice either. The town guard does remark upon it with some notice, however, when being told it's for Salazar, they motion you on without any further word, but it's definitely not something unnoticed. In fact, maybe even...
We don't fuck around, bro.
Yeah, maybe even a little bit confronting for the citizens of Daggerford. So you make your way to the Dagger's Rest Inn in the merchant quarter of... in the caravan sector of Daggerford. You stride in and see room that is by now very familiar to you. Thraim Mochrak standing tending bar as ever. The two Lords Alliance that seem to eternally be drinking at their table. There's also another figure seated at the table you often take. His back is towards you, however, you do make out that he's got kind of a gnarled staff and has robes on. He has quite a priestly look to him.
Now, before we walk in, I cast light on Cannon's teeth, so whenever he smiles or whatever, it's like blinding light coming from his teeth. And also, I open the door using thaumaturgy, and when we all walk in, I use it again to make it sound like choirs singing, like going, ah!
When he's doing that, I'm going to play
so epic.
Drums and make like a rhythm out of it. Like,
hang on one sec. I'll need you to repeat those in 1 sec. I'm just getting these tokens.
Oh, fuck it out.
So we're basically a marching band.
And I'm just going to be like, chucking my dagger up into the air and back down.
All right.
So yeah,
we're loud as
you've got
fuck,
like. Am I?
No, we are like in the game.
All right. So you're walking in the tavern doing what? Repeat that for me.
Before we walk in, I cast light on Cannon's teeth, so whenever he smiles, it's like really bright light coming from his teeth.
Yeah.
I just figured that'll add to his charm. And also, before we walk in, I don't open the door with my hand. I use thaumaturgy to swing the door open.
Yeah.
We all walk in and pose, and I have the ground shake slightly, and the sound of a choir going, oh!
And I use minor illusion to cast some angels up around the outside of it.
Alright, so
and we just like hold this pose for a second and then walk in like that.
Alright. Now look, with Petro and Cannon helping you, let's have a performance check with advantage to see how the bar reacts.
Wait.
I like it. Are we all rolling performance?
No, you're rolling it with advantage because you're being so assisted. And what are you doing with the orc head as well? That you're just kind of posing with it?
No, I'm carrying it. I'm carrying it in my hand. Like I hold it up.
All right. Check for me.
I had to put it on.
Can I inspire him when he's doing this? I want him
so he can, mate.
Yeah, I want to inspire this man so he fucking
What's the raps?
perform really
What's
well.
the raps? Before you walk in the door, you bust a quick rap for him. What do you say?
I say this light's dope, man. Lead the way. We got a beastly presence when we on stage.
Yeah, fuck yeah. All right.
I thought Cannon was doing
persuasion, mate. Persuasion.
So you can add
persuasion. It's persuasion. Sorry,
performance. But you can add a +6 by the way at 1d6.
Performance.
Yeah. So, well, never mind.
Right.
I'll go fuck myself then.
So
I did it anyway. No, I had it anyway. I wanted this to be the best possible entrance ever.
Every face, you're gonna add it anyway.
What is it, a D6?
Yep, sure.
Hang on. 24. Mate.
So the door bangs open loudly and actually punches against its back wall as it flies open. You guys stride in and pose resplendently, and every eye in the tavern turns round and looks at you. And they see the severed orc head. They see your armored, imposing, warrior-like physiques, and they're all.
And they hear the
and they're all for a moment. You actually see the two Lords Alliance guys. They actually go for a moment as if they're going to start clapping, and then just kind of catch themselves. The Mockrane, Thraim, not that you can hear him, but he mumbles under his breath, I still hate that fucking gnome though. However, when one of the faces turns towards you, being the man in the priestly set, you're able to see as he turns around the symbol of Valcor on his chest. As he sees Moribund, his face bursts into a kindly smile, and he goes, "Oh, Moribund, it pleases my heart so. Fuck you with your accent, Pete.
Stop stealing it, cunt. Small.
Tyrone, glorious hero return, Barwench's fate. Maury, it warms my heart to see you. It truly does. Come sit down.
All right, can you quickly explain to me what Maury knows about this guy?
Okay, so you do recognize this guy. You know him reasonably well. In your times as a servant of Valcor, you have rarely been
on Whalebelly Island.
On Whalebelly Island, rarely have you been what would have been described as an ideal cleric of Valcor. If anything, you have really been sort of a cleric against your will for much of that time. You do recognize the figure before you. He is Tolliver. He is one of the high priests of Valcor of Whalebelly Island. Your history and your relationship with them is interesting. They view you with a healthy dose of skepticism at best. You are well aware that you're known more for your drinking than for your piety. So, I mean, last you noticed, you didn't think they really actually thought much of you, so it's quite a surprise.
Including this specific guy, like the way he's greeting me, like me and him never had love for each other.
It does seem quite odd for him to be so happy to see you.
All right, I am warily and throw the orc's head on the table in front of him and go, boy.
All right. Quick, have a seat. We have much to discuss, Moribund.
And I'm also like right beside Moribund, and I'm just gonna look at Moribund and be like, "Do you fucking know this guy, bro?"
And I'll look at him and go,
I'm gonna go join
apparently.
him. I'll come over to this side.
Maury.
All right. I'm gonna walk straight past him, walk to the bar, and order all of his drinks except him.
Yep.
Can you ask if I can get some sassafras bark instead? I'm not much of a drinker.
I just completely ignore that and buy him an ale.
What is sassafras bark anyway?
We'll get into that later.
Okay. So you.
And then I come back and sit down. So how much does that cost? Is it worth me?
No, don't worry about it. As long as Cannon does the odd, pretty good performance.
I want to sit on that side, by the way. I'm not sitting next to the cunt.
All right. So
I'm going to sit right next to him, like uncomfortably close to him.
Sorry,
go on.
So he's like constantly like looking at Petro and then looking at Murray for like reassurance, like is what's going on here?
And I'm just like staring. I'm like this far away from him, just staring at him.
Murray.
And as we sit down and I hand out the beers to everyone other than him. In fact, I bought 4 beers, but I keep 2 of them over in front of me.
Even though he pointedly is very aware of the fact that you have not got him a drink, he's no, thank you. I shan't drink. I like to keep my head clear so I can commune with Valcor.
And I say, I didn't fucking offer, mate. What are you doing here?
Well, look, Maury, I understand your anger. I understand that the clergy and you have not always been friendly, but increasingly of late, Maury, Valcor has been speaking to me. He says you are like a wayward ship lost in the storms.
I'm rolling my eyes visibly and sculling one of the.
No, brother. I understand. We have had our differences, but Valcor says a great destiny awaits you. I came as soon as he told me. I've come to take you back to Whalebelly Island. Let us help you. Let us assist you with this great destiny. Valcor will help you if you will but reach out, Moribund.
So I look at him for a sec, then I look over at Cannon and Petro, and I'm like, that was a pretty good fight, eh?
And then I'm going to look at this guy, still staring him right up against his face, and just say, "Can I come?"
Maury? It's really,
Petro's very devout.
Got a really keen interest in religion, you know.
Look, in strict fairness, Valcor mentioned nothing about a gnome. It was just let us help.
All right, look. What exactly did that salty cunt say to you?
Well, obviously, even to his most devout followers, sometimes his messages are mysterious. But nay, he spoke to me clearly, and he said, a great destiny awaits Moribund. He may yet be a great servant of Valcor. Bring him home.
Did we sleep before we came here?
Yeah, you've had a rest. You've got spells and stuff.
All right. I cast command on him and say leave.
Okay. Yep. Go cast your. Put it in chat.
What was this guy's name?
He hasn't given his name.
remember.
Oh, hang on.
No,
Shit,
he
he
did.
did. He did. Tolliver. There you go.
All right.
So put your thingy.
Yeah, I'm finding it.
Oliver the Valor follower. Bars, bruh.
Real name should be Oliver.
Okay, so he's gonna make a.
He's fucking Oliver, cunt.
He's gonna.
Shit.
He's gonna.
I didn't roll it, did I?
No, he did. It's fine. He's
Sorry.
gonna make a wisdom
Oh,
save.
I did roll?
Yep. It's not a roll. It's a save.
Okay.
So let him make his save. Where is he? Wisdom save.
Fuck.
So, being an experienced cleric of the faith himself, he sees the move you're trying coming a mile away. He says, "Really, Maury, now is not the time for cheap tricks." However,
I sulkily drink the second glass of ale.
He's look. Think upon it. I will be here for the immediate future. Valcor will not have me leave until you come with me. But I can see that.
Yeah, but so what? You're asking me to come back to Whalebelly again?
Yes, and we will.
Why? Why?
We will help you receive Valcor's message, so you are prepared for this great destiny that awaits.
I cast command on him again, and I say to leave.
Yep. All right, wisdom save. Oh, wrong screen. There we go. Wisdom save. He's a pretty wise fella.
Yeah, I don't care.
Why is he rolling at? Hang on.
Doesn't matter. You did it last time, and you did it this time.
True.
It's fine.
We'll fix it. Fix his character sheet anyway. All right, so he loses either way, so we'll take that. Consistency is broken. Hang me out to dry next session. At this point, fully aware of what's been done, having seen the first clumsy attempt and kind of had the will to kind of shrug it off. The second time, after you've taken a few more gulps, you find a deeper, more satisfying level of drunkenness kind of cloud your brain.
Awesome.
Which weirdly somehow strengthens your will for a moment, and you figure, fuck it, I'll give it another go. Leave! At this point, his face contorts and twists. And he's like, oh, fine, until next time.
And I just hold my finger up the whole time he's walking out.
And the whole way out of the tavern, he's kind of like, his face is crinkled, like he's trying to fight against it, but he can't. And he leaves the tavern.
I also am flipping him off once I see that Moribund starts doing it.
All right,
Fuck
sweet.
yeah.
He is flipped
Delete
off.
that bitch. He's gone.
He's flipped off. He's gone. Why won't it let me interact with any of my tokens? It's really weird.
Just move him off the map. It doesn't matter.
Objects and tokens. It literally won't let me. Anyway, all right. So having done that,
Move him off the map. Now I'm being all D-backs about it. It's annoying me.
I will as soon as I figure out why the hell it's. Anyway,
Okay.
So you're at your tavern.
Yeah. So that was interesting.
How's that?
Is this
that works?
Perfect,
That was
Max,
perfect.
thank you.
have we rested yet, or is this the morning, or is it still the night?
Apparently we
Yeah,
rested.
like you would have
I already used 2 spell slots just telling that
traveled,
cunt.
so you would have
I
encountered
want
her as she
to
travelled on
go
the road.
over to one of these. Are these females over here? Someone's a female, right? There's a female over here.
Yeah, they will say they're female.
And these females over here.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and pick up one. I'm fucking horny. I wanna fuck one of the females. Ask him if she wants to come upstairs. And,
Well, I mean,
We don't even have a room here, do we?
yeah, we'll say that you do. You've been staying here the whole time. So
Can I cast as Bax walks to go do that? I cast guidance on him.
okie dokie. So you walk
Hello.
over, and they're like, "Oh, hello, hello, big boy."
This is so sexist. Oh my god.
Oh,
Sorry.
if it isn't the hero that rescued that girl from the house, what can we do for you?
I got a reading. Oh, holy shit! Can I say, do you have any dragonborn in you? That's what I want to say to her. I want to go, do you want some?
Gee, never saw that coming. She's like, one of them's like, no. But,
does he not get to do like some kind of charisma check?
Well, okay, no, that's fine.
I'm trying to persuade them.
Okay, we'll go persuade. I will warn you though, at that kind of more overtly sexual energy, one of them appears like the others, so yeah, let's see what happens to the persuade. Okay, so yeah.
you get guidance, so you get you get
D4?
maybe you got guidance. Yeah.
I'm using my guidance.
Is it a D4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 18. I'm trying to persuade the one that's kind of a little bit interested in my dragon dick.
So one of them says to the other, Marjorie, I think we should leave immediately. If our father heard we were speaking to such a rogue, he'd be ever so disgusted. But Bethany is so handsome and is a hero.
And I yell over, yeah, shut the fuck up, Bethany.
Nobody. I think I should leave. I think I should leave. Marjorie, are you coming with me? No, Bethany, I'm staying here.
Oh, fuck yes.
All right, so why won't it let me interact with my tokens?
I want to buy Bethany a drink and get it, get a bit wasted before the encounter.
No, like you hang on.
This is just horrible.
Yeah. You should have chosen that spell now. This would have been the perfect time.
Yeah, true.
So Marjorie's gone. Look, well, I'm happy to say that Bethany's quite keen on you. I don't know that we need to role play that much further. If you want to,
look, dude, I think we'll.
While this is going on, by the way, I'm gonna look at Petro. I'm gonna look at Petro and go, why did you set the tent on fire?
It's fucking. I just don't fucking like orcs. Actually, that's fucking why.
Do you care to elaborate?
Well, like I said, I can't really get into it too far. I don't. It's in me nature not to talk about me shit, but there's reasons I don't like orcs, and they did some fucking pretty bad things. I also don't like dads. If there's a tent full of dads in there, I'd like that on fire as well.
Those orcs did some bad things to you.
Well, maybe not necessarily those orcs, but the orcs in general just aren't. From my experience, they're all just bad to the bone. They're bad. It's bad. They've just got the bad in them.
Good to know. And I go buy more drinks.
And hold on, Josh. Just as we won't roleplay that too much, but as Kenan is up doing the deed with this girl, I'm gonna sneak up. I'm gonna sneak up into the room, and I'm gonna cast hideous laughter on the girl.
Okay. Well, so look, at the moment, all that's happening is that Cannon and this girl appear to be having a lovely conversation. They're sharing a drink. Cannon's being a perfect gentleman. He's certainly making sure that whatever drinking she does not become so intoxicated she cannot properly consent to anything.
Good backpedaling, Josh. Good backpedaling.
Cannon is absolutely very clear on that. And look, whatever else he might do out on the adventuring road, he's a perfect gentleman. So he's buying drinks, but he's absolutely ensuring that she does not get too drunk. So that's kind of happening in the corner. If by later on in the evening, if things happen to progress, if Cannon is so lucky, then perhaps that is a course of action to keep in the back pocket for then.
You got to do that. That is such a great idea, man. That is the best idea I've ever heard in D&D. If you can do it stealthy so he doesn't even have a clue. That would be so good, man.
All right, so basically...
You'll get disadvantage on everything for a month, man. You just shattered confidence.
Okay, sorry, Josh, as you were.
Look, and also, Cannon, did you want to do, maybe it might even impress Marjorie more, a quick performance for, it's been a while since the Daggerford has seen your performance styles.
Oh, fuck, yeah, right, I'll roll a performance.
Oh, does she go like, hang on, get on stage.
Fuck, hang on.
I'll go stand by the stage and I'll be like, Let's see some fucking cannon up in this shithole.
Hype man styles, love it.
I'm gonna hide behind this table while he does it.
I'm gonna step up to the side actually because I reckon I want the chick to be able to be right in front of him, and so he can like rap to the chick.
Well, yeah, I suppose I got to rap some bars to Marjorie now.
Yeah.
Marjorie, now, I am asking you out. Can we go get a beer and show me your brassiere, take off your panties, and we can start dancing? I can show you later, but we don't have to start a family.
Okay.
That was so good. That was so good. Surely that's advantage on his performance.
Look, I'm happy to say that
I mean, I rolled a 19.
The tavern loves it. They don't mind a bit of bawdy. Thraim has a bit of a giggle. He's familiar with Marjorie. She quite likes adventurers, and that's half the reason she frequents the Dagger's Rest. So has himself a bit of.
So she's a slut.
We don't use those words in Faerun. She is. Look, there's nothing wrong.
Promiscuous.
She's quite the acquired lady.
Someone's
not a star fucker.
Groovy. Can someone be in charge of Groovy? Keep chucking on tunes because
you know the songs, man. Can you put them on?
I'll do it this time, but just to keep on it because it fucks up the cameras when it turns off. All right, beautiful. Back to cameras. Beautiful, sexy, awesome.
During this time, like Maury looks at Cannon like a bit jealously, and then looks at the vagina jug.
Yeah, but that jug has Thraim sees your lusty eye. The jug has welcomed many a lonely traveller. It can be yours for only 10 copper for the night.
I'll give him 10 copper.
You have possession of the jug for the night.
Awesome.
So, look, as you get to the part about Marjorie, all of the assembled patrons do have a good chuckle. They know Marjorie. They know that she likes the adventurers and so on. So it goes down well with the tavern. Thraim's quite happy. He's happy to keep giving you free food and board so long as the performance keeps going down so well. Speaking of going down so well, as the evening progresses, Cannon, it does look like you and Marjorie have both had a few drinks. You're quite merry, but still pretty lucid. She's asked if you might like to go upstairs.
Yeah.
All right, so
I'm fucking keen.
So Marjorie and Cannon do depart the tavern and travel upstairs. Pretend there's a staircase. That's the staircase.
I'm gonna stealth after them.
Okay, that's the staircase up and downstairs. It's like a staircase on top of a staircase. So Petro sees them go up the stairs, and at the pre-agreed signal, kind of turns around to Moribund and nudges him a couple of times with his elbow.
Guidance.
Then proceeds to Moribund leans up and quickly blesses his gnome companion, who makes his way quickly but very quietly up the stairs. Takes the stairs like faultlessly, not a single sound, not a creak, and you see him disappear up out of the view of the tavern. Pete, you find yourself in a hallway where the various rooms come off, and you know that there's about three doors on each side in this hallway, which goes down to other hallways, and you know that
I'm gonna lock the door behind us, like lock it.
Okay.
Wouldn't you do that?
Yeah,
well,
You probably would, yeah.
Yeah, so that's fine. Cannon goes to.
We're not all sharing a room. We've all got our own rooms.
We'll say for the purposes of this that you've got. Well, he's got himself a room for the night. Let's put it that way. Normally, you've kind of got a bunk operation, but Thraim's been happy to give him a private room for the evening due to the potential for coitus. So basically, he does go in. He locks the door. They proceed to start doing whatever it is they do. None of my business.
Okay,
However, Petro, You do make your way quietly along the hallway, again ensuring that there are no sounds as your feet fall. And you reach the door, you kneel, and you do see that there's a bit of light on your face from a keyhole you can see through.
Can I see what's happening through the keyhole?
Okay, through the keyhole, you have a vague, you can kind of see a bit of the bed. I won't describe exactly what you can see, but you can see...
Have I got a visual on my target?
Yes, you do.
Okay, cool. In that case, I am going to cast... actually, I'm going to try and stealthily... actually, no, because that's going to be a bit wrong to roleplay. I'm going to just cast... I'm just going to cast Hideous Laughter on Bethany, or whatever her name is.
Alright, check in the feed.
Yep. I'm sorry, I've never done a spell before. Hear me out for a sec.
New territory for the rogue. Okay, so she must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. Let's see if she succeeds. So
She's a bard fucker, she can't be that smart.
as she
Fair
as Marjorie is amidst the throes of pleasure that are associated with just being around Cannon, she does feel a brief intrusion on her mind. Let's see if she is able to resist that with a wisdom save of 13.
Oh.
Okay, so there's a brief moment where she's and Cannon's like, what do you mean? But then she shrugs it off, and alas, despite your efforts,
Bro, just wait there for another fucking 6 seconds and cast it again. We have to play.
Yeah, literally.
Okay,
If that's happening, I'm gonna while that's happening, I will say that I'm definitely want to be someone's just nearly laughed at Cannon. I'm gonna say that there's I want to see if there's anyone else is around. Why? Because the woman giggled. No, I'm rolling.
Because the woman giggled.
Bad role play right here, sir.
Hang on a second. If you are having sex with a lady, she starts fucking crying or something during it, as if you're not going to be what the fuck's happening, man.
Okay, so
she's clearly showing that she's taken damage from the fucking ability, or nearly.
No,
it's not damage.
She's not crying.
it doesn't deal damage. It doesn't deal damage. She laughed. She laughed.
She effectively had a very brief giggle. I don't know that in of itself, it wasn't particularly otherworldly. It was just a little brief giggle. I don't know that you would.
And 6 seconds later, it gets cast again, basically.
All right, so she'll save again. I dare say if the full spell hit, then you'd probably absolutely be a bit more switched on about that.
Okay. I feel like I'd be
All right. All of a sudden.
Why are you rolling with advantage on everything, dude?
Yeah.
Why am I rolling it with advantage? Either way, she fails. I got to turn that off. It's just because new character sheets. Whenever I use a new character, I have to reset it. So basically, all of a sudden. Cannon, the Marjorie just doubles over in gales of incoherent laughter. It seems like she's it seems weird. This seems like a little bit beyond what you would expect from anything.
I'm going to investigate it then.
But as I just piss bolt, I just run the fuck out of there, down the stairs, back down to Maury.
And I'm wiping him over, and I have a drink ready. It's half drunk.
Yeah, okay, so basically, Cannon, you...
Sit in front of me, Petro. We're totally normal down here.
Petro, roll me stealth versus Cannon's perception, please. Let's see if he sees you as you leave the hallway.
Oh, did you use the advantage? You did, didn't you? Damn it.
No, I didn't use the...
You didn't?
No, I haven't used that.
Guidance?
Yeah, the guidance. Yeah, I didn't use it.
Alright, use it.
Am I doing... Did you say I'm doing... Did you say I'm doing stealth to stealth away from me?
Yeah,
stealth again.
Okay, cool.
So to see whether or not he catches you. Oh, fucking hell.
I'm on. Gentlemen.
So you do hear feet skipping down the hallway or running down the hallway. You fling open the door, but not quite in time. Whoever it is has managed to get around the corner of the stairwell and
What, he
out of
heard
your
something?
sight.
He was stealthy as
I
fuck.
got a natural 20. I should have gracefully flicked across the ground.
So you heard nothing, and you open the door and also see nothing.
Yeah.
So, are you going to leave that on her? Because I dare say that might be, like, concentration. What's the range on it? 30 feet? Okay, I'll say that by the time you get down to the bottom of the tavern, her laughter has ceased, because that saves us dealing with it permanently. She passes beyond the range of your concentration.
I want to ask you what she's laughing at then. Like,
She's like, I don't know. Just all of a sudden, oh, it was almost painful. Everything was so funny. Anyway, we don't need to worry about it now, Cannon. Just kiss me. Just hold me.
Fuck's sake.
All right, so that all happens.
That's it. That'll do, eh?
Yeah, that's more than enough. That scenario, just erase it from your memory. Don't if you're just starting this episode now somehow, don't watch the rest.
If you fucking donate to the channel, me and Josh will reenact the rest of the scene. It's a donation.
All will have to be a pretty big donation. All right, beautiful. Okay, so gentlemen, Maury and Petra, you guys done, or are you causing more havoc? Going to bed?
No, I think that's enough. I give Petra a high five, and then I go to bed.
Beautiful, Petra.
Before Maury goes to bed, I'm just gonna quickly ask him a question. Hey, Maury Bonds. It kind of seems like maybe, like, I know you don't really care about the god of yours, but it kind of seems like maybe it still keeps you on the right track in life. And I think maybe, at some point I could use something like that. How do you feel about it?
The gods are all cunts.
The gods are all.
But are they useful cunts? Do they do anything good?
In my opinion, we don't mean shit to them. They do whatever they want, and they use us to do that.
Sugar-free monster tag.
That does sound like something I could probably align with, to be honest.
Well, yeah.
I might think about it.
I get all of my power comes through my god, but I hate him. So, I don't know. I'm probably not the person to ask.
Well, I'm not going to ask that other fucking wanker that was here. I mean, if that's what I've got to be like to like a god, then I'm not fucking interested.
Yeah. Look, I don't know how to help you with that.
You've done everything you can. This is all I need.
All right. Yeah. Have fun with that, and then I go off to bed.
So, you gentlemen have yourself a sleepy rest. Cannon gets what limited rest he can. We'll assume it's sufficient, at least, that you've all had a rest. Not that I don't think Cannon used any spell slots, but anyway. So basically, kind of what you got ahead of you, you've got obviously taking the head to the Tanner guy. What's his name? I'll think of it in a second. Let's do that. But you're also waiting to hear what luck the guy had interrogating the drow, the person.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you've got Salazar.
Salazar's the Tanner's guy.
Salazar to take the head back, and you've also got the...
this one over here, right?
No, the one down the bottom, sitting at the table.
What do we ever have to know about this? Because it looks like he's got this one cut.
Yeah, they're looming over you just to make sure you don't get up to any mischief. But basically, so you've got those kind of balls both in the air at the moment, just to remind you of any previous threads. So you typically find Percival, the Harper contact, in the Dagger's Rest. In fact, it looks like he's there now. And
when we get up in the morning, he's there.
Yep.
Who's this Harper's guy? What's the guy with that?
I'd throw the fucking orc head on his table now.
Okay.
Did I miss this Harper's stuff? Is this something I wasn't there for?
Yeah, so basically the Harpers are a secret organisation that is dedicated to the preserval of knowledge, the preserval, I like the preservation of knowledge. They are often bards, members, and wizards and things like that. They've got a bit of a chaotic bent to them in that they're not necessarily. For example, they viciously oppose the Zentarum, and they're not necessarily lawful in how they oppose the Zentarum. So they're good aligned, but tend to be chaotic. So, you know, things like potentially doing extra legal assassinations for a good purpose would kind of potentially.
So they're like vigilantes.
Sort of, yeah. They're a bit more organised. They'd be a bit, and like the Harpers would be reasonably well respected in the realms as generally being a force for good. So basically, he tasked you. He told you that he was aware there was going to be a meeting between Zentarum and the Drow, and you guys went and basically you killed the Drow and took the leader prisoner, brought him back to Kellanor.
Oh, then I'm not throwing the orc head on the table because that is
No, I don't think
absolutely
you were
irrelevant.
anyway. I thought that was just what you were going to do.
No, fuck it. I'm going to do it. It's going to be my thing now. Well, you know, I just throw the orc head on the table and go, any luck with that drow?
So basically, yeah, Maury walks in, throws the orc head at the table, sits down quite proud. Kellanor, who Percival, sorry, is a little bit shocked by this. What's with the orc head?
Oh, sorry, wrong table. And I fling it over onto the table that, you know, the other dude's usually at.
Okay.
Or whatever.
Cool. Kellanor, sorry, Percival's like, well, fair enough. Yes, we have done what interrogation we could of the poor drow, delving his mind, that sort of thing. The usual intelligence gathering. Yes. It's interesting. I think and you will be aware that in the past, Percival had actually mentioned that he was aware of the dreams you guys have, though you really didn't, I think from memory, push him particularly hard about how he necessarily knew that. So Percival basically said, yes, we've interrogated the drow. He, as you may already be aware, I'm not sure what you asked him, he belongs to a group of mercenaries known as Brigandiarth. They are a group of drow. He was...
This is rocking my world, guys.
He was part of a forward meeting party that, as we know, was to meet the Zentarum. He unfortunately is unsure of the exact nature of the meeting, as he was but a forward party. There does exist a larger drow encampment a bit further down into the Underdark. What he was able to advise is that they're led by one of Brigandiarth's chief lieutenants, Darban, who is a skilled and formidable warrior and tactician.
Who was the lieutenant for who?
Brigandiarth. So the group's called Brigandiarth. They're basically from what Percival's able to explain. Drow society is normally very matriarchal. It's led by the women. Typically, Brigandiarth are rogue male drow that have found themselves without a house to call home. So they've normally they would be working fiercely loyal to the Spider Queen Lolth, deep in the Underdark, doing her bidding. But as they have no house to their name, they are some of the most wretched creatures in all drow society, that being rogue drow, and they have banded together to form a mercenary group called Brigandiarth. What
was the chief's name? Sorry.
The particular chief lieutenant that is said to be leading the party spoken of's name is Darban, Darban, and he is known as being one of Jarlaxle, the leader of Brigandiarth's more skilled generals, or lieutenants, I should say.
Jarlaxle?
Jarlaxle is the leader of Brigandiarth. He's reasonably well known. The Harper kind of indicates he's what you would probably call infamous, certainly among those with any knowledge of the underworld and mercenary bands and that sort of thing. So he thinks it's probably, I think it's very important that we make some form of plan to try and take out Darban's party. But I think We need to learn more of the Zentarum first. Too much about this is a mystery.
Weren't the orcs to do with the Zentarum as well?
They were
Nah.
absolutely
Yeah, they were
as
getting
well.
paid off by him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So basically, the Zentarum. So, well, do you want to tell Percival about that? I guess.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. Yep.
Okay, so tell me about it. What did they say?
Oh fuck. We have just come back from a mission where we're told that these orcs are set up as sort of a murder for hire type scenario where they raid camps for the Zentarum, and we've just come back with the orcs head. That's what the orcs.
Well, that and like they were raiding fucking transport shit.
A common Zentarum tactic. Basically, what they'll do, they'll raid merchant caravans, make the way so dangerous that the proprietor or the merchant in question has no choice but to hire security. And guess who is one of the realm's biggest providers of private security? The Zentarum. So they will actually trigger the very thing they claim to fight.
This is like insider trading.
Interesting. So it appears they're trying to work on old Salazar.
I plop the orc head back on the table and go, yeah. So it was relevant, and then I tie it to my belt again.
It's very brazen for the Zentarum to be working against a guild master. It's worrying that they're playing such an.
Can we tell Percival about that we got this mission from another fella? And ask if he knows about him, and maybe we should go see him together and see what our next step is.
Yeah, sure. So, well, I mean, tell me that. Just say it.
Well, I just said it.
Okay, fine.
I just said it.
No, all good. Yeah, so it sounds like the Zentarum. I assume, based on what you'd already said, that he was aware of that. But yes, it's very interesting. The Zentarum would move against a guild master. That's a very brazen move by their standards. Worrying. Yes, I think maybe it's a good idea that we do speak with
come with us, mate. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Come.
All right, you guys go to Tanner's Row in the merchant sector of Daggerford. It is a relatively pleasant walk on a nice summer's day. You pass through Daggerford's relatively clean streets, the majority of its building thatch and woodwork, with the exception of some of the richer buildings having stone facades. After a relatively short walk of about 5 to 10 minutes, you find yourself on Merchants Row and the shop front of Salazar's Tannery, with Percival in tow.
Before we left there, just before we left, can I have tried to teach Doily?
I was just going to say, actually, probably a good time before we leave the tavern, you need to do your role. What is it that you would like to train Doily to do today?
I would like to train Doily to stay.
Okay. All right, so you're going to teach to stay. Did we roll D20 or D100 last time?
I think it was a D20.
All right, let's go D20. Above 10.
I think I rolled an animal handling.
Oh, okay. Yep. Roll me an animal handling check. That's all right. And I will choose what the check's against.
Damn it.
Oh, yeah. Look, unfortunately, even though it is early days and not that high a check required, 9 is unfortunately not quite going to cut it.
In that case, I'm just going to tie, I'm going to cut 10 feet or something off of my rope.
Mm-hmm.
And just tie Doily up.
Yep.
At the tavern.
No
just because she's a bit of a liability. If I can't tell her to stay.
Bit of a handful. No worries.
Yeah.
All good. All right. So you guys all make your way to Salazar's Tannery. I might pause there for a second if either of you need to do a quick toilet break, cigarette, anything like that, while Paul is, and resume when he gets back. I will be wonderfully entertaining for everyone else while that's happening. So how are we, chat? I can see 2 of you there having the time of your lives. How is your Saturday going? What are you spending it doing? I know you're very probably not going to answer me, and that's fine. You're entitled to keep your secrets. But if you would so like to fill me in on how your day is going, I am all ears. At least
if they don't answer, I wasn't here for this thing they did with the drow and stuff.
Yeah.
So and I'm a little bit confused actually. So what's the connection with the I'm just trying to be direct with this. What's the connection that the Zentharum have with Salazar? They're working against him?
Yep. So basically, that's a new connection. So that's kind of only something you guys have just learned about. But so far, your interactions with the Zentarum were limited to Percival had come to you saying that he knew of his intelligence operatives had intercepted information that the Zentarum was set to meet the Drow under Daggerford. So there's a house that has like an underground tunnel into the Underdark, and they were going to meet the Drow there to discuss something. They weren't sure what the meeting was in aid of or what it was about, but that it was an important kind of tactical meeting. So the meeting was going to happen the next night, and you guys raided the meeting area a day in advance, killed off the Drow, all bar one who you were able to take prisoner, and so he's now been interrogated because you took him back to Percival in disguise, so he didn't freak everyone out in the streets, because Drow are, I mean, they're very distinct.
Did Percival secure that entrance to the Underdark when we told him about it, or?
So at this point, no. Among other reasons, well, which is related to you as you're walking there, that it might be of intelligence value, and they don't want to close it off just yet. So basically, so he's interrogated the Drow. The Drow was kept fairly ignorant, so he didn't know of exactly what was going on. What he was able to relate that relates to a magic item and discussions that sound like they may actually be about you guys, about a special group of people. So that's all the guy was really aware of, the intimate details of it, being that he's just essentially a soldier doing his job. He's not intimately aware of. So that's how the Zentarum and the Drow interact. So we don't know how they interact yet. We just know that there have been attempts by the two parties to interact. Then Salazar approached you, basically asking, Groovy.
Which chat do I do the groovy thing in for this?
Do it in general if you want. Doesn't really matter.
Okay, cool.
I'll let you handle that. Cameras will be fixed in a second, chat. You'll have to deal with two of my face in the meantime. Oh, wow, we got a response. Tyrone, I went to the city, got comics and a new board game expansion, now waiting for our session. Beautiful. All right, Tyrone, shout outs to you. Thanks for the watchings. So yeah, then basically Salazar, as far as you knew at the time, completely unrelated to the Zentarum, his merchant caravans were being attacked by orcs on the road, so that his goods weren't being able to be sold, costing him money in the process. Considering he thought he had a favour he could call in with you guys for the whole murder thing, he basically tasked you to do it. When you were killing the orcs in question, one of the orcs you interrogated indicated that they had been doing the raiding because they had been paid to do so by Zentarum. So what you've kind of surmised is that Zentarum are trying to get work, essentially, by, attacking Salazar's wares, then presenting themselves as the solution. Well, if you hire us for security, so you've kind of interacted...
So they're just running a racket.
Yeah, basically. Well, Zentarum are like a mafia, essentially. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, right. Okay, cool. Alright, I think I know what's going on now. Sweet. And, actually, no, I'm still a little bit confused on, so this guy here, you probably just said, I'm super dazed. This guy we just spoke to, what organisation is he with?
So he's a Harper. Harpers are basically, like I said, a group dedicated to the preserval of knowledge.
Okay, I remember now. Yeah, I remember you saying that.
They're often bards or spellcasters, and they viciously oppose the Zentarum. In fact, so does the Lord's Alliance. Most of the factions in Faerun do oppose, most of the Good Aligned factions do, to some degree, oppose the Zentarum to one extent or other.
Because they're pricks.
Okay, cool.
All that really changes is, I guess, how aggressively they oppose them. Like the Order of the Gauntlet, for example, are incredibly lawful, so they would never dream of assassinating a Zentarum, but a Harper might have a very kind of different attitude. All right, so you walk into... I can never remember the fucker's name.
Salazar?
No, yeah, Salazar. You walk into Salazar's
I've got it all written down here. Also, I did just learn you can just tell Groovy to repeat. If you just go dash repeat, it'll just repeat the same song.
Sounds good to me. All right, so you guys walk in. The whole Tanner's Row does smell of piss. being that medieval production of leather involved a fair amount of piss. So you walk inside. Salazar nods. He's standing behind his counter with recognition. Can see
I'm waving. I'm waving very happily.
So he looks first at the orc
I
head.
throw the orc head on his table.
So he looks at the orc head sail through the air and he smiles at that. He looks over at Petro and his smile lessens just slightly.
It's me, friend. Hey, friend.
Percival.
Is his mate there that I did the weird arm wrestle with?
Yeah, his two guards are there.
Alright, I'll walk up to him and go, Dylan, you son of a bitch. And I try and go for a handshake arm wrestle.
Persuasion.
Alright.
Either way, he's like notices that's the hand you just threw the orc head with, and he's like, I'm good, man. It's all
Got it.
next time. Next time.
You,
it's
mate.
all good. I'll see. It appears you've done some mighty fine work in dealing with the orcs. Come, tell me. Oh, Percival, I didn't expect you here. Come, all of you, come in. Tell me all about what's happened. Groovy got really loud all of a sudden. I'll turn it down a little bit.
Yeah,
What was that, sorry, Paul?
we do. Unless anyone else wants to withhold anything, I reckon we just tell them about everything.
Yeah, let's tell him.
I think we should not tell him about the fact that I shot a child.
Yeah, no, obviously not that part. We're never telling anyone
Maybe,
that, okay?
maybe don't shoot kids if you don't want to be known for shooting kids, mate.
Well, no, I just like to keep my shit to myself, you know.
In your journal of
Yeah,
shooting
look, we
kids.
don't mention that. We mention everything other than that, basically.
Yeah, so we're putting on a story telling him all of this, and I think I believe you owed us some money on return.
Very well.
Also,
Yes, you're quite correct.
those orcs were fucking strong, man. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yes, I can tell that.
No wonder you didn't go yourself, you fucking coward.
Well,
Fuck,
I
me,
mean-
bro.
Oh!
I mean, I'm a government administrator. If I was to lead, the whole city could fall into chaos. You understand?
See!
He points at the
How much does he
orcs.
give it?
He points at the orc head and he goes, "I can well see that you've dealt with quite a strong blighter here. Look at the teeth on him." He slaps at his head a little bit. Well, it was 50 gold. He gave you an advance and 50 gold payment upon completion, so he does put 50 gold down on the table.
Right.
And you made more from killing the orcs, but anyway, he's also paid as well. So, interesting. The Zentarum grow far too bold. Percival immediately gives his loud agreement. But to strike out against a guildmaster? That is a
Well,
new...
Hey,
Yes,
hang on,
Cannon?
Josh, sorry. Hey, Paul, do you want to hang on to Biggins' 50 GPs as well?
No, that's 50 total, not each. So,
Yeah, I already added it to the party fund. We got
Okay.
250 in the party fund now.
Yeah, Percival loudly agrees. I think we need to start investigating this Zentarum a bit more thoroughly. And are you guys gonna... we'll assume, like, you and Percival also make him aware of the potential drow party beneath Daggerford. And a look
What's
of...
our next step then, I asked him.
A look of deep concern covers his face. I fear things you are telling me are ill tidings indeed. Things have really escalated. I think we need to bring the Lady Morwen into this immediately. In the meantime, I think we wait on the drow, but we need to start investigating the Zentarum. I suggest you seek out Banal T. He is the public face of the Zentarum in Daggerford. You must remember they run a front as a legitimate business, as mercenaries for hire. So he has his own storefront and presence within Daggerford. I suggest seeking him out and speaking with him.
What's his name?
Banal T, which if people playing at home might recognize that name, He is not that you guys know this, he is the mage like Zentarum leader that has been assisting the evil party to date.
And what's his shop?
So he basically is
the most banal tease in the land is the name
yeah,
of
it's
his
like
shop.
very bland tease. Well, I mean, it doesn't have a name, but basically it's the Zentarum shop. It's not really a shop. It's just known as his place of business. You can go
You
there.
are the Zentarum shopper.
So basically, yeah, so the whole thing with Zentarum is to remember they have a legitimate front. Most of the world that doesn't have their ear to the underworld and hasn't been involved in, you know, sort of political skullduggery, just think of the Zentarum as people you hire mercenaries from, and being a neutral, you know, good or evil. Just that, you know, yeah, you hire mercenaries from them. So he does.
We know they're evil, mate. We know
Yeah, well,
they're
a lot of people who've had dealings with them or know a little bit more are pretty aware the Zentarum are fucked, but they're able to kind of have that legitimate presence due to some good deeds they have actually performed.
I feel a stealthy scouting mission coming on, Petro.
All right.
I like to stealth. I'm down for a fucking stealth. I am.
I reckon you should suss out this place like as stealthy as possible, and let's just fuck him up, mate.
I think it might only take us 10, 15 seconds or so we should definitely do that.
All right. So you guys are made aware of an area in the richer side of Daggerford where that is known as being Banala's kind of place of business. It's on a relatively rich and well-appointed street. It stands an exception to a lot of Daggerford because the buildings are actually stone, which is pretty rare in Daggerford. So obviously Banala has deep coffers to be affording this residence. So you wanted to kind of make a stealthy look around, Petro? Is that the case?
What are we trying to do? Who are we after their leader now?
I just think we need to suss out their facade, you know.
Okay.
Yep. So basically,
I'll walk in and I'll throw the orchid on the table. No, I don't really.
So, oh, by the way, did you leave the orc head with Salazar?
Can I put him in my... Yeah, no, fuck. I should just
the
leave
music's
it.
still
Yeah,
too
I
loud,
don't
I'll
want
turn
to
it
be
down.
starting this fucking orchid around. I'll leave it.
Is it still too loud, Tyrone? I think I have to turn it down. I'll turn it down a little bit more. You give me feedback, let me know. Alright, it's a bit quieter now. Let me know, Tyrone. That is not a fucking gun, Tyrone. That is an anti-egg or whatever. Close enough, quote. Alright, so... yeah, like... from what you're aware of Banala, and look, I'll say that that Salazar and Percival do share this. He is a spellcaster of no small note. He is, to those that know the deep level of Banala and are aware of his spellcasting abilities, he's quite a dangerous fellow. It probably wouldn't be ideal to take him on directly at the level you guys are kind of at the moment. I'm not saying it would be impossible to win, but it would be a very difficult fight. So they do make you aware of the fact that he is a very skilled arcanist, so to speak.
Did you say his building is made out of stone?
That is correct. His building is made out of stone. It is in the richer, well-appointed section where the nobles live and the guildmasters live, which is largely stone.
Oi. Moribund asked Petro, right, this might be a really stupid idea, but should I not leave this head with those guys? Should I give it to you and you, like, drop it down his chimney or throw it through one of his windows?
I think that's a fucking
Alright,
yeah.
but you're gonna have to be stealthy as fuck because he's apparently really powerful. We don't want him to know it's us.
Before that happens, I suggest we leave like a note, like a threatening note to sort
in his mouth or something.
Yeah.
Maybe written on, carved into his forehead. You know?
Yes, can we do that?
It's
Alright.
like, just beware.
So you
What's
want to
that mean?
include a threatening note in the pig's mouth. Can you tell me exactly what this threatening note says?
Pigs? No, the orc's mouth.
I just want to
Orc's mouth. That's what I
carve.
meant,
Just
sorry. I meant
with my dagger. Yeah, they are. They're all fucking pigs to me. I just want to carve into his forehead with my dagger. Run. Just run. Carved into his
Okay.
into his
Alright, do
forehead.
that.
So you guys are standing in the middle of the street. I mean, you're not a huge need to be stealthy in the middle of the street. Like, it's a busy thoroughfare. You having a brief look probably won't be noticed. But yeah, you're standing in front of his well-appointed brick building. How do you wish to proceed? It doesn't appear open at the moment. The front door's closed. From what you understand,
Let's
normally.
get away from the middle of the street, going to like a
Well,
back alley.
Looking at the building, what can I actually see?
Okay, so there are two. Basically, it's 2 stories, stone. One, and it's basically 2 windows, kind of on each story. It looks essentially, basically like a townhouse. So double-story townhouse, balcony on the 2nd floor.
Is there a
roof.
chimney?
Yeah, there's a chimney.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try and use.
Chimney.
I'm gonna try and use. Well, it's up to you what to use. I'm guessing acrobatics. I'm gonna try and climb up onto the roof. If I loop around to like the back, can I get around the back of the building where there's less people?
Are you taking the orc's head?
Yeah.
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 I'm gonna stuff that in.
I cast guidance on him just before he goes.
So you can go in the gap between that and the building next door. There is room to do so. You're wanting to stealthily move down the alley, is that correct?
Yes,
Yep,
so I'll roll
give us a
stealth.
stealth check, yeah.
With guidance,
fuck,
with
wrong thing.
guidance.
Okay, lucky. So you basically step away with the orc head from Maury and Cannon, and quickly you disappear into the rather, well, reasonably cluttered enough alleyway that you can hide in it. You kind of come down around the side of the back of the house. You can see that there is an area out the back that has wooden slatting that kind of sits around the back doorway. You could probably actually climb up that lattice work, though you would have to be careful because it's right near the back door. If you were to fall or create any noise, it would, depending on who's inside it, it could have results.
Well, so I guess I'm rolling acrobatics now to climb that because I will climb that.
Yep.
Okay, and then I'll also use well.
Okay, well, I will say you're before you even think about that, buddy, your hands and feet find just perfect footholds. You're like, wow, this. Why did I even wonder about whether or not this was easy to climb?
Sometimes it's best to be 2 foot too.
And you find, and you're able to. You're still moving stealthy. You're still conscious of the fact that you are climbing on someone's home.
Am I passing any windows on the way up?
Okay, so yeah, we'll say you kind of, it goes. Yeah, the lattice does pass up to the roof past one window.
Okay, I want to on the way up. I want to peek through that window and just see what I see.
Okay, you don't see much in that window. It appears to be a bedroom. The door to it's closed and it's currently unoccupied. So basically, kind of like the front, you've also got 2 windows in the back at the bottom and top floors.
Yeah. Is the window locked?
Well, I mean, you could grab it and check if it was locked.
Can I just do a quick check to see if the window is locked? I won't open it. I just want to just look and see if it's locked.
Okay, so you do.
It is magical.
You do go to like touch and like see if the window will open. It won't, but it doesn't appear that the mechanism that holds it in place is altogether that sturdy either. It could probably be forced, but obviously, again, it would result in likely making a decent amount of noise.
Okay, it's okay. So I'm going to climb up onto the roof.
Yep.
And I'm going to drop the head down the chimney.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna oh god, this is dumb. I'm gonna quickly make a fire arrow while I'm there.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Climb back down the lattice work.
Yeah.
I'm going to load the arrow into my bow.
Yep.
I'm gonna smack the window open, and I'm gonna shoot a fire arrow at the bed, jump down, and run away.
Okay.
Shit.
Okay. Fair enough. I like it. So you you do quickly, Kat, I'm going to need you to not be in front of my screen. So you do make hello, little pushy. Say hello. No, go away.
Adorable.
All right. So Kat, straight back there. All good. So basically, you scoot to the non-street facing side of the building so that you can't be observed and quickly, or at least are less visible, and quickly rig yourself up are we talking fire arrow or fire crossbow bolt?
Well, I guess it would be a crossbow bolt.
It's going to be pretty fucking hard to fire a bow.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking,
So you quickly try and get down the lattice work as soon as you can before the bolt is consumed. Smash your elbow against the window next to you. Push the crossbow in through the broken window. Fire it at the bed. And then basically, you know how like when dudes put their legs at the side of the ladder and just whirl the rest of the way down? You whirl the rest of the way down, and the moment your feet hit the floor, you're already in a full-out sprint. You run around to the front of the building. You're coming up to Moribund and Cannon.
And as I run out there, I'm just going to say, fucking run! I need you to fucking run right now! Right the fuck now! And then I just piss bolt down the street.
Beautiful.
I'll start running.
Yeah, I'll follow him.
Okay, so you guys appear to have passed without notice. Good fact-finding mission. Not sure what you learned. However,
we sent a message, mate. We sent a message.
Yeah.
You have.
We learned nothing.
But made a statement.
You have. I like it though. You've thrown a severed orc head, and orc happens to be a Zentarum operative. The severed orc head.
Yeah, the war chief said, and he was a powerful motherfucker.
And hopefully lit the cunt's house on fire, because I assume his floors must be wood or something.
Yeah,
and
I haven't forgotten the fire. We'll get there. So,
look, how can they sleep while their beds are burning, mate?
Well, yeah, it's not gonna. So basically, Cat, I'm gonna launch you into the sun. So basically, you make your way back to the Dagger's Rest. Somewhat amused by the day's escapades, not necessarily having achieved anything. You get back to Dagger's Rest and Percival's sitting there.
That's a bit harsh.
Percival is sitting there. By the way, as you're kind of you get closer to the Dagger's Rest, you do start to hear some sounds of alarm and see smoke drifting from the air from roughly the area in which you might have expected Petro just loosed that arrow. So you've struck a brutal blow against the Zentarum, a brutal but incoherent blow, but I love it all the same.
Yeah, we keep them guessing, bro. Are we over here? Are we over there? Is that an orc's head? Is your bed on fire? You don't know.
You get back to the Dagger's Rest, and Percival greets you, and he's like, "Oh, I've been awaiting your return. What were you able to learn from Benalla? What precious information have you found out?"
Oh, you see, we learned a lot. We learned his windows. He's got very good windows. They have beds. I've learned plenty, if you ask me.
But any more about why on earth, what they're doing, what's going on?
What they're doing is dealing with a house that is on fire.
Yeah, I can definitely tell you now, they're dealing with some stuff. There's some things they're dealing with.
So what exactly happened?
So hang on. You hired us to throw a head into his chimney, and set his bed on fire, or someone's bed on fire?
Well, for one, I didn't.
I'm just sobering up a little bit, you know.
I didn't hire you for anything.
Mate, who are you?
I'm So you're not saying seriously? He's the one I need to talk to. Okay, fine. Petro.
No, look, mate. We've sent a message.
No, he doesn't even know what fucking happened. He wasn't even there.
So what exactly happened? What were you able to learn?
Okay. Well, are we somewhere set? Should we really talk? I don't know if we should say this out in the open. I've got to be honest.
Okay. Well, he'll quickly shepherd you up to his room. He appears to live here for all intents and purposes. He's here pretty much every time you are, and he's got a room. Whether he's always here or not, it's another story. But he's got a room here. He'll lead you guys up to his room. Boom, 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 boom. He
I
wants
want
you in his room.
Okay. Alright, so
like, you know, we can only ever be just good friends.
He turns around to Maury and he goes, Maury, you break my heart, but I will cope somehow. Now, come on.
Okay, well, I got to be honest. I just can't help myself. I know it's a problem. I'm sorry, but look, I climbed on his roof, and I dropped the fucking. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. I dropped the fucking head down the chimney, and just on the way up, I noticed his window was there. There's a window there. I was like, oh, maybe I could send a message with the head. So. I shot a fire arrow through his fucking window into his bed, and now there's a big fire over there, and I think maybe I don't know, I can't confirm. We ran pretty fast, but maybe that was me.
So for the first time in your entire experience of being in Daggerford, Petro, someone actually smiles in response to you and something you've done. At first, he's like, his face appears to be mildly annoyed, but as the story kind of goes on step by step, and especially as you get to the part about the fire arrow, he can't stifle a laugh anymore. He's like, well, it sounds like you found out absolutely nothing, but I can't help delighting in those fuckers trying to put that out.
Is this the guy who is willing to break the law to fuck with him, or the other guy?
Well, I mean,
okay, no, cool.
Technically, the Lord's Alliance and Harper's would probably both enter into extra legal shit to get rid of Zentarum if they had to. It's more the Order of the Gauntlet, who you haven't really encountered that much yet. They're very law-abiding, God-bothering types that would be unlikely to enter into that. And also, obviously, you've got the town militia and town watch as well, so they are another force around to be aware of that we've as yet had limited interaction with, but we'll probably have increasingly as we're going to be dealing with Morwen and the Guildmasters in the near future.
But this dude's chuffed with that.
Well, I mean, he's not chuffed in terms of you having found any information that was helpful, but he got a
Is
good...
that what we were meant to do?
Yes. But he got a good... So his position is, like, you're utter fuck-ups in terms of doing what I actually asked you to do, but I quite enjoy the thought of them finding an orc's head and then all of a sudden their building going up in flames. So
well, and it was the specific orc that they hired to do a very particular operation.
I mean, technically, I guess what you've done is tip them off that we're aware, but all the same, dreadfully.
Well, someone is.
Someone is true.
He doesn't know who. Look, our mate Petro, he's pretty stealthy. I don't think anyone.
No one fucking saw me. I'm stealth level 10, mate. Actually, I'm stealth level. I'm pretty. It's like I've got like a 16 dexterity. I'm super stealth.
Everyone looks at you like, are you speaking English?
Like, what are you talking about?
You clearly don't play enough tabletop games in this fucking world.
There actually are absolutely no tabletop games in Faerun. Oh no, there's Faerun chess, but that's it. It's just like normal chess. But
when I'm having a conversation with Percival, I want to say, like, what do you want us to do, man? Walk into their fucking stronghold and go, hey, mate, can you tell us any information about you? Like, what are we meant to fucking do, mate?
Yes.
Seriously.
Yes.
These cunts are way fucking stronger than us.
Yep.
How about you come with us and help us out, mate, if you want to do something more?
That was because I'm a known harper. Because yes, exactly. That's exactly what I expected you to do. You have to understand the Zentarum have a public front. If you walk into their place of business, they can't exactly just stab you to death. It would be bad for business. So
offense, it was shot. They were shot.
So while certainly there may
let's just wait till they open again and then walk back in.
While there might be a time to violently engage the Zentarum quietly and while no one's looking and leave them, dead, we can also just say, Banala, what's going on here? And see what we can get out of him by more conventional means first.
Hang on.
They definitely know we're onto him. There wouldn't be any doubt in it then.
Ked probably gave it away.
I don't know it's us.
Oh, but they don't know who. This is the thing. Us talking to him would have given something away. Then they wouldn't know who. They wouldn't know who to go to. But the way we did it, I'm fucking stealth, mate. I'm a stealthy little boy.
That's a good point. I drunkenly go, that's a fucking good point, down at the little rogue.
You were saying, Cannon?
I I don't know. I lost my train of thought, actually.
Well, how about, look, I love what you've done today. It is the kind of tomfoolery that I did so enjoy in my own youth, and he's more a desk harper now. He's opera.
Desk harper.
I cast thaumaturgy and have like really like beautiful sort of harps just real subtly play around his head
as he looks wistfully. It's a beautiful moment. It's a beautiful moment. But how about, I think perhaps next week we need to, and by that I mean next session. Look, how about next time we meet, we discuss operations to start.
No deal, mate.
To start looking,
I'm just kidding.
To start looking deeper into the Zentarum, both by licit and illicit means. I think we need to look at that, and also the Drow. But perhaps for now, you've done enough for today. More heroic act hath never occurred in Daggerford. Gentlemen, to more such in the future. And fuck the Zentarum. And he quickly, hastily pours you each a drink from his wineskin. He's got himself a few clay cups and raises a toast to the end of the Zentarum and the freedom of the peoples of Daggerford.
I cast thaumaturgy, so it sounds like heaps of people are cheering, and I'll do the same.
Beautiful. We will call things to a bit of a finish there. That's about 2 hours. I think that's pretty good. Beautiful. So next time these guys hit up the tables, we will be starting, if they so choose, or I railroad them, either way, they will start discussing what can be done about investigating and taking out the Zentarum. And when the evil party joins me in about an hour and a half, you will see them interact with the Zentarum as well from a very different position. Guys, we've had, I think, exactly 1,200 viewers today. That's good. I mean, it's down on last week when we had about 3,000, but what can you do? I would like to thank very much my fellow streamers. Particular big thanks to Pete, who composed the music we've listened to today. Gradually, step by step, Daggerford's going to make improvement upon improvement. We are in the process of trying to get an emblem for the show drawn up, which hopefully we'll have in the next week or two. We're getting the sounds sorted out by Pete. I'm getting a bit better at the mapping, so bit by bit, we're going to keep improving. So yeah, please do stay tuned, drop a follow. Also follow Battle for Daggerford on YouTube, where I upload the replays. I will be taking a break next weekend because I am going to be photographing Eternal MMA's Melbourne show, which I'm heaps psyched about that. So sorry guys, I will be a bit busy with all of that business. Otherwise, I have been your ethicist. Please do feel free to drop a follow or sub if you liked what you saw. If not, don't. That's fine. If at the least you could just not tell others, that would be grand. So yeah, that's me. I'm really just on Twitch. I don't know where else you can find me. You could check Dogs of War Photography on Facebook. Has fuck all to do with Twitch, but that's, I guess, my other stuff, which Paul actually helps me out with when I shoot in Tasmania. He's a bit of a gun on the old D5, D4 as well. All right, that's me. D-Bax, give us a brief outro.
What?
Give us a brief outro. Tell us where they can find you, what your name is, who's your daddy.
I've did all this before, man.
Yep.
Yeah, D-Bax, motherfucker. Check me out on fucking Facebooks, fucking YouTubes. I do rap battles, make music.
Makes music.
Odd track here and there.
Yep, and his battles are dope. As I said last time, my favourite of his is probably Boss Baker versus Bax. That's a good place to start. Hey, Bilbo Biggins, where were you today, mate? We missed ya. We couldn't stop being like, how do we do anything without Ogden? But somehow we managed it. Petro.
Well, I already told you my socials before, but yeah, Brother Pete on anything. If you want any music production too, hit this man up. If you want tracks mixed, if you want fucking this kind of stuff made that you've been listening to, hit me up.
All right, and lastly, Paul.
Check out Pseudo Lucid on like YouTube and all the different places you can check out music. Check us out.
Oh yeah, and please do also follow our today our erstwhile absent Bilbo_Biggins. Please follow him on Twitch. He is our barbarian who ordinarily plays in this party. Drop him a follow as well. Beautiful. Thanks everyone.
And also, but again, just to reiterate one final thing, YouTube Azrael vs Fusion rap battle. Just make sure you do that. Make sure you do that.
Count the hat adjustments. All right, I won't do a raid because we've only got a couple of viewers. We will spare the embarrassment of invading another stream with 2 viewers. And yeah, I will be back in about an hour and a half with the Evil Party, where I believe Shalim is himself trying to get initiated into the Zentarum. So very different takes among on the Zentarum amongst the 2 parties. Beautiful. Thanks heaps, guys. Thanks heaps that watched, those that watched, and I'll see you guys in an hour and a half. Peace.